A room filled with Hollywood's biggest stars, camera flashes lighting up the night, dazzling gowns and sleek tuxedos, atmosphere so tense you could hear a pin drop. Then the host opens the envelope, pauses for just a second and announces.
And the Oscar goes to...
Okay, and the Oscar goes to...
And the Oscar goes to...
At that very moment, time seems to freeze, not just for those in the audience, but for millions watching around the world. It's a culmination of a journey, where scripts are written, performances are crafted, and directors bring stories to life, all for this one golden moment. This is the Oscars. What makes this award so legendary? Why has a tiny 13-inch golden statuette become the ultimate symbol of cinematic excellence? The Oscars isn't just a trophy, it's nearly a century of history. Since its inception, this award has been more than just a filmmaker's dream. It has reflected our culture, our society, and sometimes even our politics. In this video, we will dive into the history of Hollywood's most prestigious award, how the statuette was designed, who became the youngest Oscar winner, which films shattered records, and of course the scandals that shook the Academy to its core. So sit back, relax, and step into a world of golden statues, red carpets and unforgettable moments. Let's go! Travel back to the roaring 1920s. Hollywood was just finding its feet as the movie capital of the world. Silent films were giving way to the first talkies, and the film industry was booming with innovation. But amid this creative revolution, one question arose. How do we recognize the best of the best? How do we set a standard of excellence that will inspire actors, directors and screenwriters for generations to come? Enter Louis B. Mayer, head of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. He didn't just want an award, he wanted to unite the entire industry under one prestigious banner. And so, in 1927, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences was born. 2 years later, on May 16, 1929, Hollywood hosted its first ever Academy Awards at the Roosevelt Hotel in Los Angeles. But it was nothing like the extravagant spectacle we know today. The ceremony lasted just 15 minutes, tickets were $5 and only 270 guests attended. No red carpets, no live broadcast, no suspense, because believe it or not, the winners were announced 3 months in advance. The first ever Best Picture winner, Wings, a silent war drama about World War I pilots. And the first Best Actor award went to Emil Jannings, who didn't even attend because he had already left for Europe, confident that he had won. But where did the name Oscar come from? The most popular theory credits Margaret Herrick, the Academy's librarian. The moment she saw the statuette, she reportedly said, "He looks just like my Uncle Oscar." The name stuck, and the rest is history. That's how an intimate dinner party turned into the biggest event in the film industry. Small but mighty. Standing at just 13 inches tall and weighing under 9 pounds, this golden figure carries a weight far beyond its size. At first glance, it looks like solid gold, but it's actually made from Britannia metal, a mix of tin, antimony and copper, before being coated in 24-karat gold for that iconic shine. During World War II, when metals were scarce, the Oscars were made of plaster. Luckily, after the war, winners were allowed to swap the fragile trophies for the real deal. So what does the statuette symbolize? A knight holding a sword, standing on a film reel, is a symbol of cinema's enduring legacy. The 5 spokes in the reel represent the Academy's original 5 branches: actors, directors, producers, technicians and screenwriters. The sword is a tribute to protecting and preserving the art of filmmaking. The man behind the design was Cedric Gibbons, an art director who sketched it in just a few days, while sculptor George Stanley brought it to life. But winning an Oscar comes with strict rules. Since 1950, winners can't sell the Oscars unless they first offer to sell them back to the Academy for just $1. This rule keeps the award's prestige intact. The Oscar design is copyright protected. Any attempt to make replicas without permission is illegal. If an Oscar is lost or stolen, the Academy won't replace it. Winners only get a new nameplate, not a new statuette. For group awards like screenwriting teams, each winner gets their own statuette. But for short films, there is only one Oscar per team. The Oscars is more than just a ceremony. It's a legacy. From its humble beginnings to its global prestige, it remains the ultimate dream for every filmmaker. Behind the dazzling spectacle of the Academy Awards lies a complex and meticulously designed voting system that determines who will take home the iconic golden statue. Every single vote represented the voice of a professional who helps shape the history of cinema. Voting for the Oscars is an exclusive privilege reserved for members of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Today, the Academy boasts around 10,000 members, divided into 17 branches, each representing a specific field in filmmaking. But becoming a member isn't easy. You have to be invited by existing members or have been nominated for an Oscar yourself. The nomination process begins when studios and film companies submit their contenders for consideration. From there, voting happens in multiple stages. In the initial round, members of each branch vote only within the category. Actors vote for actors, directors for directors, and so on. The only exception is Best Picture. Every Academy member can vote in that category. Instead of picking just one favorite, voters rank multiple contenders in order of preference. This method helps reflect the majority opinion and prevents a scenario where nominee wins with only niche support. The entire counting process is a sophisticated operation handled by the firm PricewaterhouseCoopers, ensuring absolute fairness and transparency. Once the nominees are locked in, the second round of voting begins. At this stage, all Academy members can vote in every category, regardless of the specific expertise. And then comes the final vote. Each member receives a ballot listing all categories and nominees, and they choose a single winner for each award. The votes are once again counted by PricewaterhouseCoopers, and the results are kept under tightest security until the big night. Not even the show's hosts know the winners until the envelopes are opened on stage. Unlike the nomination process, where rankings play a role, the final round is simple. The nominee with the most votes wins, even if it's by just a single vote. To maintain fairness, members vote anonymously, ensuring they aren't influenced by external pressure. Since Academy members live all over the world, voting takes place online, making participation seamless for everyone. Despite its careful design, the Oscars voting system isn't without criticism. Some argue that the Academy tends to favor traditional films, often overlooking more experimental or groundbreaking work. Others point to the historical lack of diversity within the Academy's membership, which may have influenced past results. In response, the Academy has been actively working to address these issues in recent years, inviting new members from around the world and striving for a more inclusive voting body. While the voting happens behind the scenes, the Oscar ceremony itself is a grand spectacle watched by millions across the globe. Beneath the glitz and glamour is an army of professionals working tirelessly to make sure everything runs flawlessly. Let's step behind the curtain and see what it takes to bring this legacy night to life. The Academy is the mastermind behind it all, overseeing every aspect of the event, from selecting the nominees and winners to producing the show itself. Though a non-profit organization, it funds the ceremony through membership fees and, most significantly, the lucrative broadcasting rights that allow networks to air the Oscars worldwide. Each year, the Academy handpicks producers to shape the creative vision of the ceremony. They decide the show's overall theme, select the host if there is one, and plan the performances and segments. The biggest challenge is crafting a show that is visually spectacular, respectful to the nominees, and above all, engaging for the audience. Directors and screenwriters work meticulously to ensure a smooth, dynamic, and entertaining flow. Every detail is planned: who presents which award, the pacing of the speeches, and even the jokes the host delivers. The script is written months in advance, but last-minute changes are common, whether to include timely jokes or respond to recent developments in the film industry. The stage design is a world of its own. Designers craft an immersive atmosphere that enhances the event's prestige and elegance, making every viewer feel like they're part of this cinematic magic. Meanwhile, behind the cameras, a massive technical crew ensures every element of the production is flawless. Sound engineers, camera operators, lighting specialists, all working around the clock to perfect every detail. More than 100 cameras capture every smile, every tear, and every unforgettable moment. Of course, none of this would be possible without the hundreds of professionals working tirelessly behind the scenes, stylists and makeup artists ensuring the stars shine on the red carpet, security teams maintaining order, and countless others who contribute to the magic that unfolds on screen. The Oscars aren't just an award show, they are a meticulously orchestrated masterpiece, where every person involved plays a vital role in creating Hollywood's most glamorous night. When the ceremony ends and the golden statues have found the winners, Hollywood's elite doesn't just head home. They make their way to the most exclusive after party of the year, the Governor's Ball. But this isn't just any post-award dinner, it's a dazzling culinary spectacle where every bite is designed to impress. Each year, the menu for the Governor's Ball is crafted by legendary chef Wolfgang Puck, a man whose name is synonymous with fine dining. His restaurants span the globe, and his dishes set the gold standard for luxury cuisine. For over 30 years, Puck has been the mastermind behind the Oscars feast, and he never fails to surprise the stars with something extraordinary. The banquet menu is a fusion of Californian flavors, international influences, and pure indulgence. Imagine mini burgers dusted with edible gold, delicate truffle pasta, oysters crowned with caviar, and exquisite desserts shaped like miniature Oscar statuettes. And of course, no celebration would be complete without top-tier champagne and handcrafted cocktails created exclusively for the occasion. But beyond the glitz, the Oscars are also a treasure trove for incredible records, emotional moments and historic milestones. Nearly a century of this prestigious award has produced some truly astonishing facts that make the ceremony even more captivating. The title of the youngest Oscar winner belongs to Tatum O'Neal, who won at just 10 years old for her role in Paper Moon. Meanwhile, the youngest ever nominee in a major acting category was Quvenzhané Wallis, who was just 9 when she earned a nod for Beasts of the Southern Wild. On the opposite end of the spectrum, James Ivory became the oldest Oscar winner at 89 when he took home the award for Best Adapted Screenplay for Call Me By Your Name. When it comes to record-breaking films, 3 titles share the crown: Ben-Hur, Titanic, and The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, each sweeping up an incredible 11 Oscars. But the undisputed individual champion is none other than Walt Disney, who won an unmatched 26 Oscars, primarily for his groundbreaking work in animated shorts. And if we're talking nominations, no one beats legendary composer John Williams. With a staggering 53 nominations, he is the most nominated individual in Oscar history. His music has defined cinema for decades, bringing us unforgettable scores from Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Jaws. Of course, the Oscars have also given us some unforgettable moments. Alfred Hitchcock, known for his dry wit, delivered what might be the shortest acceptance speech ever. Just a simple thank you before walking off stage.
Thank you.
Then there's Beatrice Straight, who holds the record for winning an Oscar for the shortest amount of screen time, just 5 minutes and 40 seconds in Network, earning her Best Supporting Actress. And who could forget the biggest blunder in Oscar history? In 2017, La La Land was mistakenly announced as the Best Picture winner, only for the presenters to realize moments later that the true winner was Moonlight. The mix-up became one of the most shocking and talked about moments in Academy Awards history. Then there's a bittersweet story of Peter O'Toole, one of Britain's most celebrated actors. Despite being nominated for Best Actor an incredible 8 times, he never won. The Academy eventually tried to honor him with a Lifetime Achievement Oscar in 2003, but O'Toole initially resisted, saying he wasn't finished yet and still hoped to win a competitive award. Unfortunately, that dream never materialized. From record-breaking wins to jaw-dropping mistakes, the Oscars never failed to deliver drama, excitement, and history in the making. The Oscars have seen their fair share of unforgettable, bizarre, and downright shocking moments over the years. Uncle Oscar has accumulated a treasure trove of stories that leave audience laughing, gasping, or shaking their heads in disbelief. One of the most talked about moments in Academy Awards history unfolded in 2022, when Will Smith stormed the stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock. The reason was a joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, comparing her shaved head to G.I. Jane. What Rock didn't realize was that Jada suffers from alopecia. After delivering the now infamous slap, Smith returned to his seat and shouted, "Keep my wife's names out of your mouth." The room fell into stunned silence. Later that night, Smith won the Oscar for Best Actor for King Richard, but his victory was overshadowed by the controversy, leading to his eventual ban from the ceremony for 10 years. Back in 1978, Vanessa Redgrave delivered one of the most politically charged acceptance speeches in Oscar history. Winning Best Supporting Actress for Julia, she used her moment on stage to denounce Zionist hoodlums and express her support for Palestine. The speech sparked outrage. Some audience members booed while others cheered. The backlash didn't stop there. Protests erupted outside the theater, and Redgrave's word remained one of the most divisive moments in Oscar history. Then there was Joaquin Phoenix, a man who known for his unpredictability. When he won Best Actor for Joker in 2020, instead of a typical thank you speech, he launched into an emotional monologue about humanity's cruelty, artificial insemination, and the ethics of drinking cow's milk. The audience was equal part confused and captivated, but in true Phoenix fashion, he left an impression that was impossible to ignore. And let's not forget the Oscar that showed up to the ceremony underdressed. In 1958, someone noticed that one of the golden statuettes was missing a signature sword. It turned out to be an inside joke. One mischievous Academy staffer had decided to strip down the trophy for fun. Though the missing sword was quickly remedied, the incident became an amusing footnote in Oscar history. Spike Lee, known for his passionate and fiery spirit, had his own moment in 2019 when he won for BlacKkKlansman. So overwhelmed by the victory, he started walking off the stage, only to be stopped and reminded that he still needed to give his speech. The moment was pure Spike, spontaneous, slightly chaotic, and deeply entertaining. At its core, the Academy Awards are more than just a golden statue. They represent dreams, perseverance, and the power of storytelling. The Oscars bring people together, making us laugh, cry, and reflect on the stories that shape our world. They're not just about awarding the best film of the year. They are a reflection of our culture, history, and the hope that great cinema inspires. But as we've seen, behind all the glitz and glamour, the Oscars are also filled with unexpected twists, unforgettable blunders, and moments that go down on history. From iconic speeches to headline-making mishaps, the Academy Awards never fail to remind us that film is more than just entertainment. It's an art form that has the power to change the world. And now it's your turn. What film do you think deserved an Oscar but never won? Share your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of cinema and beyond. As one great filmmaker once said, cinema is life with all the boring parts cut out. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.